welcome to our chemistry classes. Now we are studying about transition and inner transition element. The topic is magnetic property and catalytic property. Let us discuss one by one. So magnetic property. Most of the transition element behaves a paramagnetic characters. So it is dependent on the magnetic property, also related to the electronic configuration. Already you know about for the electronic configuration each and every one element like scandium, titanium, vanadium. Okay, now let us electrons in spinning around the own nucleus, either clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. It is called a spinning axis. So it is electrons around the it is like that. Okay, the clockwise and then anti-clockwise direction. In addition to it, the orbital motion around the nucleus. Okay, due to this motion, the magnetic field is created or it's a form. This magnetic field to produce magnetic momentum for each and every one element. So on this basis concept, the magnetic material is related to diamagnetic and paramagnetic and ferromagnetic and antiferromagnetic. These are four types. So let us discuss one by one. First of all, diamagnetic. What is diamagnetic? This diamagnetic means a presence of paired electron. It's called diamagnetic character. Okay, presence of paired electron or no unpaired electron is called a diamagnetic character. That means these kind of the material present in magnetic field, okay, the substance repel to each other for magnetic field. So it is called diamagnetism. It's called diamagnetism. Okay, so you see diamagnetic substances are repelled by the applied field because the presence of external magnetic field. So the magnetic induction is introduced to the material which generate weak magnetic field oppose the applied field. Here it is called magnetic field. It is a magnetic field opposite to the applied field. So it is called diamagnetic characters. Also paramagnetic characters. Paramagnetic means presence of unpaired electron. That means single electron. This is a single electron. Is called a paramagnetic character. So this paramagnetic substance present in magnetic field, they attract the magnetic field. So this is a external magnetic field. Okay, in the absence of external magnetic field, the dipoles are arranged in all directions. This is the absence of magnetic field for the paramagnetic character. These are dipole. Each and every one is called a dipole. This dipole arranged in all the direction. But in the presence of magnetic field, the dipoles are aligned to the parallel or the applied field. Okay, it's called a paramagnetic in nature. So this time the substance to attract magnetic field or the external magnetic field. You see, absence of magnetic field, electrons all direction to the motion or dipoles. But in the presence of magnetic field, are aligned in parallel to the direction. Next, we move to the ferromagnetic material. So ferromagnetic substance having dependent on the domain structures. Domain structure means is called domain structure. Each and every one domain place. The neighboring domains for the arrangement for the different kinds of arrangement when absence of magnetic field. It is a randomly orientation or randomly aligned. Now you apply the magnetic field, external magnetic field, the domain structures are parallel to the magnetic field. is called parallel to the magnetic, all are same direction. It's parallel to the magnetic field. So you see the ferromagnetic materials of the domain structures, and each domain the magnetic field are arranged. The spin dipoles of the adjacent domains are randomly oriented. It is called randomly oriented. Some transition elements are ions. Okay, some transition element are ions like iron, cobalt. These are the ferromagnetic characters. Okay, these have a strong attraction for the magnetic field. It's called ferromagnetic substance. Next, here in 3D transition metal ions, already you know about, it is a paramagnetic characters. These paramagnetic characters, the dipole momentum corresponding to the electron spin contribution only. Electron spin contribution only. The symbol mu equal mu L plus mu S is called the contribution of the spin angular momentum and the orbital angular momentum. Here the mu L equal to root of L into L plus 1 Bm. Also mu S equal to 2 into root of S into S plus 1 Bm. You know, so the orbital momentum is said to be, it is called a orbital momentum. It is called a orbital momentum, said to be quenched. Quenched means 0. That means nothing. It is called a 0 value. So the L value, simply say L value equal to 0. So mu magnet, mu equal to, so only the mu S. Spin only magnetic momentum. To calculate the spin only magnetic momentum, the formula is given by mu. Finally, mu equal to root of n into n plus 2. This is a Bm. It is called a Bohr magneton. This is a final equation. How to derive this equation here? mu equal to G square S into S plus 1 into mu B. Here G is called electron value equal to 2. S is called total spin quantum numbers of unpaired electrons. That means single electron. Say example. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is called 3D orbitals. This is a 4s orbitals. This is a ion configuration. Okay. Also, you convert to the Fe2 plus. The 2 electron is a loss to form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, n equal to 4. It is called unpaired electron. 4 unpaired electron is present. So S equal to total number of quantum numbers of the unpaired electron. So S equal to n by 2. This n equal to 4. Okay. Also VB or Bohr magneton, another symbol is called Bm. So you apply S value, S equal to n by 2, V equal to 2 into root of n by 2 into n by 2 plus 1 into mu B. And then also common factor we take, finally we get the equation mu equal to root of n into n plus 2 mu B. It is called a final equation. Spin only magnetic momentum. You calculate the value. The next, some examples. Okay, here this is called the formula, is a calculated value. It is a calculated value. you know, in d orbitals contain here d0 and then d10 configuration. d0, there is no unpaired electron in d orbital, and then d10 configuration, all electrons are paired, so it is called diamagnetic in nature. Observe also mu value 0 and also calculated value, observed value. Now you take d1, d2, d3, d4 configuration. The presence of unpaired electron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You substitute this value, so we get for mu equal to 1.73 Bohr magneton. It is a calculated value, and then observed value 1.75. It is a calculated value and then observed value closely to each other. Okay, suppose you take number of unpaired electron 2, the value 2.83 bm. Value 2.83 bm. Also 3, the value 3.87 bm. Value 4 is also 4.89 bm. Value 5 also 5.91 bm. Also. So very simple. Number of unpaired electron 1, the value start 1.73 mu b or bm. Suppose you take number of unpaired electron 2, you value for 2.83 bm. 3 also 3.83 start. Also 4 4.89, then 5 5.91. So easy to remember all the places. Okay. Then next property we to move catalytic property. So many industrial process to manufacture the many product like polymers, flowers and drugs. Polymer means PVC, like that. Flowers means some perfumes, also some aroma compounds. Also drugs means medicine. These are the product manufactured for the industrial process. So that time the process more adverse effect on the environment. That means most harmful effect in environment. So this harmful effect you remove by using the eco-friendly alternatives, like that. Okay, that's why the D block element by using the catalytic property for the industrial process. You see, many industrial process use transition metals. Their compounds act as a catalyst. Elements are compound. Example, vanadium pentoxide like V2O5. V2O5, vanadium pentoxide. Nickel, cobalt, rhodium, iridium. Many D block elements or transition element is act as a catalyst. Let us see one by one. Why this D block element act as a catalytic property? What is the main reason? So the D block elements contains number of unpaired electrons available. These electrons are energetically available d orbitals that can accept the electron from reactant molecule to form bond formation. That's why. Okay. So one example, catalytic hydrogenation of alkene. When alkene bonds to active site by using the pi electrons with empty d orbitals of the catalyst. You see, this is a hydrogenation of alkenes. You prepare alkene is converted to the alkane, like ethene is converted to the ethane by using nickel act as a catalyst. Nickel act as a catalyst. Here, first this hydrogen bond is a break. Okay, the alkene bonds are active site by using the pi electrons with the empty parts of the catalyst. This hydrogen bond is a break and to occupy the nickel surface and then partially broken for this pi bond to form alkene. The two alkane. That means these two bond is formed. And then next is some another example, hydroformylation of olefin. Here it is also generally alkene, presence of carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas to produce butane 1Al, also 2-methyl propane 1Al. Here CO2 and then COA. It is one of the organometallic compounds. Okay, here cobalt it is act as a catalyst. This catalyst is called homogeneous catalyst. Homogeneous catalyst. Next one example, preparation of acetic acid from acetaldehyde. Here acetaldehyde is converted to the acetic acid by using the rhodium and iridium complex. This acts as a catalyst. This is a heterogeneous catalyst. Also finally, Ziegler-Natta catalyst is a TaCl4 and Al(C2H5) trace. That means a titanium tetrachloride tri-alkyl aluminium to form polymerization. This is another one of the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Okay, thank you, student.